Okay, so now we are here with the conclusion of Sorcery 4. That all looks like it worked properly. So now we're here with that. Okay, now I need to explain a little bit about what we did last time. Thank you, Dragon Spear, for the cheer again. So here's the deal. Here's the situation with Sorcery 4. So I talked about this quite a bit. And again, just to wrap up, by the way, on the thank yous. Thank you again to Nonstop. Thank you to Configuration Queen. Thank you to everyone else who was there. You're trying to drown out the spoilers. Just mute, Dragon. I'm going to be playing this. I mean, yeah, muting is probably easier because I got a lot of spoilers to go through before I get this end thing. So, and I mean, I'd love to have you here the whole time, of course, but I am playing this game to its conclusion now, so I don't know if that... Although I will say, Dragon, one thing I'll say before you mute, this game has vastly different playthroughs. Like, the end of it may or may not be the same. We're going to find out because I haven't gotten to the ending yet. We're just about there. But, like, the way one gets to the end is vastly different. Like, just wildly different. And so I just note that for the record, that your version of it may be very different from mine is basically my point. Okay, so give me 1 second here whilst I bring that down to there, go up here. Okay, right. So here we go. So here is the situation. And let me bring up my polls window so that you can see that too. Okay. So we played a lot of this game. In fact, I think that I probably had gotten, if I look at my Steam count, I probably was at, 35 hours. About an hour of that was me going through stuff the other day. So say about 34 hours was us playing. And honestly, looking this over, we probably would have had to play another 30 hours at least to get through it again. And I just did not want to play this game for 60 plus hours. It's, in the end, I think, the Inkle series as a whole is something that I've really enjoyed. But, and I will, because again, I think that Inkle's done an amazing job with these books. And the Sorcery game book series remains the best game book series ever made and blah, blah, blah. But I do think that in the end, it's not a wonderful stream game. At least not the way we do it. Maybe if I just played from the beginning and I was the only one making the decisions, maybe that would help a little bit. But realistically, the viewer numbers have not really held up with this game. And I think part of that is just there's too many choices. There's too many iterations. There's too many options available. And it just means that it kind of ends up dragging a little bit. And when you have a game like this where I'm going to tell you right now that the methods that you have to do to kind of get to the Archmage at the end is like, it's not adventure game logic. It's not like that's ridiculous. No one would ever figure that out. But you wouldn't figure it out without exploring a lot. And I do think, having gone through this now, that it is a misstep to get rid of the rewind. I understand why. Thank you, Dunsel. No! Yeah, sorry, Dunsel. Sorry. I do think it's a misstep on the part of this game, on the part of Crown of Kings, to get rid of the rewind. I understand why they did it. There is a narrative reason for it. I just don't agree with it. I think it makes the game really much more into a Dark Souls play over and over and over and over again, more than a game that, for the first 3/4 of which, we're talking about doing what we always used to do when we were younger playing these, which is have our fingers, in the pages so that you didn't screw, you know what I mean? So it just, I understand the theory. I just don't think in practice that it actually works, at least on a stream level. And I think on a stream level, I have to think about that ultimately, right? Like for a stream game, just being like, all right, play the game again. All right, play the game again. Like, I just don't think it's, I just don't agree with the choice. I think that in at least what Emily said, I think it should at least be an option. I think it should be an option rather than a guarantee. Whether it's narratively appropriate or not, it just means that what I ended up having to do is I was just like, listen, I cannot play, 30 more, I cannot play 8 more sessions of this. right? Or whatever it would work out to. 6, 7. Yeah, sorry, Dunsel. I mean, we have all my VODs. I have all my VODs saved. But unfortunately, there's just nothing I can do about that. I just can't do that. So in the end, what I did was I ended up going back after we had sort of, after we were in the middle of the tower, and I basically, Dark Souls does ruin everything. That's quite true, actually, Drew. So what I ended up doing was I ended up going through, I followed a walkthrough. There are 2 ways to deal with the Archmage at the end, actually 3. That I know of. There are some unusual things in terms of you can pick up a certain god who will give you a certain thing. Like there's certain things you can do, but realistically, most people go in either having to have Jan, the Minimite, with them, because the Minimite, you can't cast magic around and use magic, so that means you can go in there and the Archmage's Crown of Kings doesn't affect your mind, and then you can do what you want to do with the Archmage, and then you're good to go. Or the other way to handle it is to deal with this. They changed a lot. Yeah. So Jan the Minimite is one option, but the problem is that the only way to do that is to go up and then to cast a certain spell that basically allows you to rewind time. Now, that rewinding time spell is also prominent in the Crown of Kings Sorcery gamebook, and it does so in a rather surprising way. So that is, I mean, like, that's cool that they brought that back, but you can't really know that until you've gone through a couple of times. The Hourglass thing is a one-and-done deal, so that means that we still have the Throbin Curse, and that's a little frustrating because it's like I don't like the you can never reverse anything ever. So whatever. So anyway, one of the things you can do is with Jan. Right now, we can't do anything with Jan because there's no key in the lock. And when we get up there, we're going to see that there's no key in the jail cell, and that's a problem and whatever. So we have that. But the other option, the other thing that we have is that there is a magical dissolution potion, is what it's called, that basically keeps magic from affecting you. For this potion to work, you have to have 3 spells cast upon it. First, you have to get the potion, and the way that you get the potion, you have to go talk to this beggar in the square. You have to fight these creatures that have been like going after her, defeat them, go back, tell her, she gives you a potion. Then you have to expose the potion to 3 spells, and the towers all correspond to spells. So in this section here, these let me pull this up. These towers, right? Oh, well, actually, you can't see it right now. But the outside in the main map, there are those towers that we were in. All of those correspond to a spell. That wasn't too difficult to figure out. But what ended up happening was that the spells, you need to open and expose the potion to 3 particular spells. It's not immediately clear to me how you would know what those are without lots of extra exploration and work. Then once you have those 3 spells exposed, you go up to right outside the door and drink the potion, and then you can walk into the room, and then the Crown of Kings will not affect you. Now, it's my least favorite of the four, well, that's hard to say, Drew. It's my least favorite stream sorcery game. I thought that the Shamatanti Hills was a good stream game. I thought Kare was a good stream game, although it too has a little bit of this replay problem that I had to work through. So that was a little kind of frustrating. I think Seven Serpents was a pretty good, actually, stream game. This has not been a great stream game. Because, at least the way that we play it, because there are too many choices, it takes too long, and it's not chat's fault. It's just, like we have to go through it, and then we have to replay the whole day, because we have to replay the whole thing as opposed to just rewinding. So I don't think it works particularly well on a stream level, I have to be honest. With a Let's Play, I could totally see that. I could see how it would work very well if I was just playing through a Let's Play and I wasn't interacting with chat, or even if I was interacting with chat but I wasn't taking chat's opinion on board. But I think there was just too much. Exactly what Configuration Queen said. Art's great. It just went too long for stream chat choice. So I ended up basically doing all the things I needed to do. We had already figured out, and I was very proud of us, by the way, for figuring out how to deal with the Throbin doors. So we had already cleared the Throbin doors before, so I just did that again. As you can see, we now have 34 stamina. That happened as a result of doing all the stuff I had to do to get the other things. And 10 gold, we have 0 rations, and we are now inside the tower, heading up to the next level. So from this point forward, I think we can play this forward more or less correctly. However, Once we get to the Archmage's room, I am going to need to make sure that we do not miss out on, like, I don't want the the Potion of Magical Dissolution to run out, and so all of a sudden we lose out on this again. Like, this is the last night that we're playing. We're definitely finishing the game tonight one way or the other. So, as a single-play experience, I can totally see that, Marinda. And I do think that Inkle played, although I still don't like the no rewind feature. I don't agree with that choice that they made. But that's just, it's just my personal opinion, and it's just different strokes for different folks. I hate replaying stuff over and over and over and over and over again. It's just not my bag. It's one of the major reasons I hate Dark Souls. I hate it. I hate doing it. I feel like I'm not making progress. I feel like I'm just spinning my wheels. I have too many other games to play. I do not want to replay stuff over and over again. Unless I choose to. Like, if I want to play a game over because I really like the game, that's fine. But don't make me play sections of the game over because of some narrative point. I don't agree with that choice. But that's just me. Again, other people like it, obviously, but it just wasn't my bag. But having beyond that, I think Sorcery 4 does a lot of really cool stuff. But I thought that in this case with chat, it just doesn't work as well as I would hope. So what we did was we moved things forward. So now we are here. And as you can see, we are continuing to move up the tower. And I am going to do that. And now we'll pick it up from here. After some time, you spy a door up ahead set in the inside wall of the tower. As always, I will look. From here, you can barely see the outline, but it seems to be dark with an iron grill. You pace forward, every sense on high alert. The passageway stops by a heavy door. It is clearly a cell set with a tiny iron grill. A hook is fixed directly opposite, no doubt to taunt prisoners with the sight of the key. But the hook is empty. The stairs continue upwards from here. Okay, look through the grill. Peer through the grill. Cell appears to be empty. There's no one on it, and the floor is empty too. Then you notice something in a shadowy corner moving, but the shape, whatever it is, cannot be bigger than a rat. Now, we already know that this is Jan. So when I try to open the cell door, it's locked. Try Volcom's keys. Volcom's keys do not work, and we already know that we can't cast a spell because of Jan. So that's that. So we come up here. The stairs reach a landing that curves around the tower. A colored glow spills across the stones from a large stained window. We take a step forward, and a shadow seems to detach itself from the side of the door. Annalander, declares a voice. We meet again. For a final time, I think. You stare as a shadow before you moves, becoming a man. It is Flanker. Now, this is interesting, because the last time we ended up having to fight Flanker because clearly his mind has been taken over by the Crown of Kings. Now, we have a couple of other options here that I want to mention. And I'm only going to mention this because this gives us an opportunity to make a decision about how we want to handle stuff. So give me just a moment because I want to double check and make sure about this here. Okay, so I was confirming this. I like the Archmage a lot, but in the original Sorcery, the Archmage also is presented in a different way, and he's also presented in a different form, and I can't say what form that is because that's a spoiler. But I like, yes, I thought he was interesting, although Chat and I both felt that, like, there was a certain stage where we were just like, no, like, clearly this dude is trying to screw us over. And I liked that. I liked that feel that we got from it at the end, that it was clearly not there. There was only light that defeats the darkness. I ended up actually quoting, Ged and I ended up quoting Wizard of Earthsea and stuff like that. So, so there was that. Yeah, exactly, Drew. That's exactly how I feel about those games. I want to save it again. I've said this a million times. If you don't want to save the game, if you don't want the thing to be an opportunity to save, don't save all the time. It does nothing for you at all. It hurts your game of experience in a single player game, not one whit. If I am able to save the game, doesn't affect you at all because you don't have to save. You can do an Iron Man run. You can play however you want, and so can I. Give players choices. It's as simple as that. And I feel like it's just the most obvious thing that if my gameplay is not affecting you in any way, then let me cook the way I want to cook. That's all. You can cook your omelet the way you want, and I'll cook my omelet the way I want. Everyone's happy. That's all. So I do not buy the like, well, the game designers had a vision. Great. They can have a vision, and they can tell people that the one true way is to play without saving it, but give the saves. That's all. Yeah, no, we won't get into it again. We've had this artistic argument, as Marinda points out many times. But okay, so now, here's the thing about flanker, and I want to just confirm this. And again, the reason I'm having to be so careful about this, chat, is because if we make a mistake here, then we have to replay all this again. So this is yet another reason why I don't like having to do it this way, but I have to do it this way. So I just want to confirm what I thought was correct. So hang on one second here. Okay. Okay. So we have a couple of options here with this. So it's not an omelet, but it was good. On top of stuffed grape leaves. What are they stuffed with, though? What are the stuffed grape leaves stuffed with? All right, hang on a second while I get rid of this. So here are the possibilities, chat, that I want to lay out here. Last time we killed flanker. There is a way to get flanker to survive, or there is a way to keep from killing him. Well, okay. This is a little confusing. I think the idea is that you can give this potion of magical dissolution here. You can give it to flanker. And if you give it to flanker, then what happens is he... Okay, so if you give it to flanker, what happens is that he's going to drink it, apparently, and then he will survive. That's going to change the ending that we have with the Archmage in terms of what happens next. So that's one option. The other option is to fight him, because you can't convince him otherwise because of the Crown of Kings. So we can also fight him. And when we fight him, we obviously have to kill him, because otherwise we will die ourselves. And then we will drink the potion of magical dissolution and confront the Archmage on our own. So we have a couple of options there. We can either save flanker, and then that will change the ending we have, or we can fight flanker. We don't want to fight him, but we would have to, because he's going to attack us regardless, and then deal with the Archmage on our own. So choice number one. Choice number one is we save flanker, $vote space 1, save flanker. $vote space 2 is we fight, and either way, it's going to change the ending that we have with the Archmage. But I'm pretty sure, praying that I read these walkthroughs correctly, that either way we'll be able to defeat the Archmage. I'm pretty sure. Rice, chopped up red peppers, onions, tasty Greek oil. I don't know. I actually like all of that except the onions. So get your vote in, chat. To save flanker. Oh. Huh. Interesting. Okay, there may be one other option, but anyway, regardless. I mean, I think you can probably finish the game on a first playthrough. I just don't want to play 65, 70 hours with chat. The numbers just aren't there, Marinda. Like, the viewer numbers have been pretty low for this game. And I think that a lot of that, and they've gotten lower as time has gone on, and I think a lot of that is it just drags. Like, there's just too many choices for chat to make. So with a single player, first player playthrough, probably. But you can read a lot faster than you can, and you got to interact with chat and, like, all that kind of stuff. So without restarting, I find that exceedingly, well, I don't know. It looks to me extremely unlikely. I mean, you can finish it and still have the curse and other things, but... All right, so we're going to give this to Flanker. Flanker, you begin quickly. Drink this. You toss over the potion of magical essence. Flanker looks at it, shrugs, and then knocks the contents back in a single swig. The effect is all but instant. The assassin suddenly stops in his path. He blinks slowly as though rousing himself. You, he believes. I was going to kill you. All right, so now what do we say? Do we say... no, not until the end of the game, I don't. Please do not, no. You were under the power of the crown. Or, it seems I have saved you again. Oops. Or, come with me and have your revenge. All right. All right, chat, what should we say? $ vote space 1, you were under the power of the crown. $ vote space 2, it seems I have saved you again. Or $ vote space 3, come with me and have your revenge. Come with me and have your revenge. Actually, you know what that is right there? It is great. That right there is a power chord. That right there is come with me and have your revenge. Have your revenge. It's tempting, but he needs to know. Our boy Flanker. Come with me and have your revenge. 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 Okay. Last call, last call. Come with me and have your revenge. This was a part 2 that a lot of chat was like, oh man, we had to kill him the first time, so. All right. Come with me and have your revenge. Flanker nods. We will go together. Together we will form a force so powerful it cannot be ignored. He points to the doorway ahead. At the top of the tower, the maggot is unarmed. This will be easy. You head along the landing. Flanker walks ahead in silence. All right, there is an archway, but it contains a recessed stone wall as if someone has bricked over a doorway. Okay, I'm going to do this because we already know how to get through here. Ah, So remember what we did, chat, is we literally just ran through it into the library. But obviously, because Flanker is with us now, we have some different choices. So I started doing exactly what we did the last time to run through the door. That's why I zipped through those choices just then. But now Flanker is with us. So Flanker says, I did not come up this way, Flanker remarks. I climbed the outside of the tower. So you have been to the top? Question mark. But it is sheer stone! Exclamation point. Could we do that? Question mark. Or so do we get inside? All right, chat. What do you want to say? Come with me if you want to live. And also, of course, you know, we saved Flanker. Originally in Shamutanti Hills, he was like, we spared him after he was supposed to assassinate us. Then we ran into him again in Kare, and we like hung out with him and played Swindlestones, whatever. Then in book 3, we found him and he actually gave us, it's his sword we're using. This assassin's sword. There's even an opportunity, there's a whole big involved thing where at one point we could even have romanced Flanker, actually. So there's a big part of this here that we could do. So with that said, what do you want to say? So you've been to the top, but it is sheer stone. Could we do that, or so do we get inside? And the Potion of Magical Dissolution thing is now off. So now it's going to be just based on, you know, what we do based on Flanker. Flanker's with us, so this is a whole different ballgame now. So Flanker is with you. Okay. All right. So I'm going to last call this. So we have a few different choices here. We've got the so you've been to the top. So we did not say. Oh, I think we missed one though, chat. So you've been to the top. So do we get inside? Or so you have chosen death. That's if you would like to channel the great Christopher Lee. I just throwing it out there. So you have chosen death. Oh, by the way, Effect Life has now fixed this so that we can now move these to the top and around. So I can move this here. Or I can move this here, like that, which is pretty cool. Yep. Vote so you have chosen death. Yes. All right, going once. Going twice. All right. So do we get inside? I do not know, but there must be a way. Okay. Kick it. You kick the wall and are rewarded with a shock. The wall zapped you with some kind of spell. What is it protecting? You tap on the wall. It feels like solid stone. But one stone you tap has a faint ring to it. Now, see, this is all very different. When we just did it, we just literally just ran through the illusion. So we could say, knock it once. Or knock it twice. Knock it 3 times, lady. Or we could back away. Okay. So what do you want to do, chat? We can't back away. That is not the case. Last time we ran through it, so we could knock this one once, knock it twice, or knock it 3 times. Knock it 3 times, knock it 3 times, yeah. So what's it going to be, chat? $ vote space 1 is knock it once. $ vote space 2 is knock it twice. $ vote space 3 is knock it 3 times. And $ vote space 4 is back away. So please get your votes in. 3 times. Knock it 3 times. Girl. Oh, yeah. Well, I know, Emily. I know. But I'm glad you smiled. Knock it once. Knock it twice. Knock it 3 times. Huh. I'm glad the chat is on. I'm glad chat is totally on board with all this. Chat totally is like, yep. The postman always knocks twice. That's true. That is an excellent point. Oh, Prince Justin, I wanted to tell you, by the way, while doing some grading and work, I have watched the first 5 or 6 episodes or so, literally while I have been doing grading. It's of on YouTube of the Sandbaggers that you recommended me. That show's really good. It's, you know, quite sexist, but it was like filmed in 1978, so I guess that's not surprising. I don't know if I still prefer Callan a little more, just because I think that character is so fascinating, but it's very cool. I actually really like that, so I wanted to thank you for the recommendation. Very neat, and kind of a very kind of that's sort of the espionage that I like. So it's good stuff. Knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want me. Yeah, it's good. Twice on the... Because there's a couple of characters in there who, I mean, besides the main character, Neil Burnside, who's very good in that role, but, like, I really like Willie, who's, like, the #1 sandbagger. Chat, you should watch this. It's pretty good stuff. Okay, last call, chat, last call. We do need someone to break this tie. We've got 1 to vote for knock it once, 1 for twice, 1 for 3 times. So please get a vote to break this tie. Please, please, please. Knock, knock, knocking on the library door. Hey, 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 yeah. Okay. You going once, going twice. Okay, gonna knock it twice. You knock twice on the stone. It emits a soft hum. Oh my gosh, what is all this? Okay. Knock again. Place your palm on it. Touch your thumb to it. Place our hands as in prayer. Or drop to one knee. All right, chat, what should we do? Knock again. Place your palm on it. Touch your thumb to it. Place my hands as in prayer or drop to one knee. Okay, looks like chat is coming to a little more of a understanding here. Going once, going twice. All right. Place your palm on it. You place your palm flat against the stone in question and your skin immediately sizzles. You yank it away, but not before you've been burned. Knock on the wall. You raise your fist to knock on the wall once more. Okay, there must be some code or pattern. So this is totally different than the last time we did this. Okay, so knock it once. Knock it twice. Knock 3 times. Or back away. So it sounded like we did it right the first time, right? We knocked twice, it emitted a soft hum. So if we knock twice, so I would say, so chat, what should we vote? So my strong suggestion would be that we knock twice here. So I would vote for that first. Knock twice, because we did it the last time and it emits a soft hum. And then we knock again and see whether we can get some kind of code for this, is what I would say. I should have actually just done that and not asked you. I apologize. Also, I'm letting you know that I will 100% go to a walkthrough before I'm going to die at this section. I am not going to die getting through this wall. And this is exactly what I mean. This, again, this is great in a single-player context, but having to go back and forth with chat, I feel bad. I just don't, it's not, yeah. So, all right, I'm going to close this down because we just, yeah. It's a soft hum. Okay, so I'm going to knock again. Knock on the wall. Knock once. All right, I'm going to go look this up then because I don't. Okay. All right, I'm looking this up and I'm getting worried because I don't see. Okay, wait. Oh, god damn it. All right, well, I could have done that already. My fault. I thought that turning away meant that we were literally turning away. So, my bad. All right, we got through. Sorry. Sorry about that. I thought that there was some code in it, like that we took a lot more damage than we needed to. So, my fault. Okay, bookshelves line. You walk inside to discover a large library. Bookshelves line the walls, and more books are stacked on a desk in the corner. You pull a book at random to check the title, 12 Methods of Summoning. Taking a few more, you see that every book concerns magic. You have found the Archmage's personal collection. Moments later, Flanker joins you. A most curious technique, he remarks. I assume it does not work on just any wall. You have never seen so many books of magic in one place. A whole library of spellbooks containing every variant, every minute detail of the art of spellcasting. The Archmage's power must be truly vast with access to so much knowledge. The library is dead silent and dusty. Clearly no servants come here. This place is for the Archmage alone. Okay, so at this point, we are going to do what we previously did, chat, which is we're going to read the stuff that we read before, because this is what we did the last time. So I am reading through this because we already did this part. This is Valaquesh's book. Okay, good. So we did that. Now we have the Perception of Perception. This is the one that we read to make sure that we see the secret door that's inside the library. Again, this is what we did the last time. Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's what we did. So this is all the stuff that we did last time. We have the book. Let me actually confirm that we have the book. Oops, sorry. We have the book. We have a book on magical prisons. Right, so we do have that. We got 5 doses of blimberry juice. We've got 2 measures of holy water. We got all these things. Okay, cool. We do have all of those things. Lovely. Okay, so we got all of that. Now we can head up the stairs to where we need to go, up the stairs. You climb another winding set of stairs up to the next level of the tower. You are high now. The wind outside is roaring past, shivering the glass in the windows. This way, Flanker says in a voice like gravel. The corridor winds across the tower until it reaches a small wooden door. Another window casts a dim light across the floor. This is the top of the highest tower in Zaman. This is the garret of the Archmage himself. You are mere footsteps from your goal. Looking out of the window, you see a dizzying drop down to the citadel below. Flanker closes his eyes for a moment, offering a short, murmured prayer. Okay. So, chat, here we go. Now, we don't have the Potion of Magical Dissolution anymore, so this is going to be up to Flanker here, being with him. And let's see what spells we have to cast. Alright, so hang on a second here. Okay, so good. So here's what we've got. We have R.E. We can resurrect the dead. That uses one of our holy waters. And I don't know why there's any... I mean, there's no dead creatures around here, so I'm not really sure why we would do that. F, A, R. We can see the future. We do have a crystal ball, so we could do that. That wouldn't cost us anything. We could try to sense danger. I got to be honest. I don't really think... I almost cast sis. Delete.sis. Cast sus. Sense danger. I think we already know there's danger, so I don't really know what the point of that is. Protect from magic. Okay. So we've got that. Or res mag. Okay. All right. What do you want to do, chat? Do you want to say flanker? Do you wish to kill him or shall I? $ vote space 1. Ready myself is $ vote space 2. Try the door is $ vote space 3. Cast res, that uses holy water. Cast far, see the future. Cast 5, sorry, $ vote space. Wait, $ vote space 1 is the flanker. $ vote space 2 is ready myself. $ vote space 3 is try the door. $ vote space 4 is cast res. $ vote space 5 is cast far, see the future. $. Vote space 6 is cast sus. To sense danger, $ vote space 7 is cast mage. But it sounds like people are, I think, correctly picking up on is this, because this is what I would do. The theory that, like, if flanker's with us, so it's time to use flanker, you know, is what I would say. So I'm with you on this concept here, Chet. All right, going once, going twice. Okay, flanker, do you wish to kill him or shall I? I am yours to command, flanker replies. But if you do not kill him, be assured that I shall. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. So it'll be up to us to decide that. So let me move this down there. And hey, look at that. That was super easy. All right, chat. So now we can ready myself. That's $ vote space 1. Try the door is 2. Cast Res is 3, Far is 4, Sus is 5, or Maj is 6. So please get your votes in. We are right there. We're going to deal with this Archmage a second time. Okay. So what's it going to be? Ready Myself, we have a vote for that. We have a vote for Cast Far, and we have a vote for Cast Maj. Go, Flanker, go, Flanker, go. Go, Flanker, go, go, go. Go, Flanker, go, go, go. Flanker be good. All right, chat. We have one vote each for Ready Myself, Cast Far, and Cast Maj. So get your votes in, please. Get your votes in now. $sign vote space 1 to Ready Myself, 2 for Try the Door, 3 for Res, 4 for Far, 5 for Sus, 6 for Maj. So get your votes in now. Get your votes in now. Because I need someone to break this tie. All right. Ready Myself. Going once. Going twice. Okay. You take a deep breath and ready yourself. Then you reach out and try the handle of the door. It turns. The door is not enchanted nor cursed. It is not even locked. After so many miles, so much hardship and pain, the final door is well weighted and requires nothing more than the gentlest of pushes to swing open. You enter with flankers stalking behind. You climb the stairs to the garret. It is a tiny stone room, the walls plastered with astrological charts, some ancient and some so fresh that their ink still gleams. In the center of the space is a desk. And sitting behind it, our boy, the Archmage, who's not going to fool us this time. Now remember, this guy is a snake, and he's going to try to convince us not to do what we came here to do. We cannot do that. You and Flanker enter the garret room. The old man looks up, a smile on his face. Ah, you found each other, he declares. You have come to dance for me. His eyes move from one to the other. You feel the power of the crown taking hold already. All right. So, chat. $sign vote space 1, kill him. $sign vote space 2, take the crown. Remember, we're destroying this, either destroying it or taking it back to Analand, one way or the other. But regardless. Also, did you notice that back there he's got Venus flytraps or something like it for his plant? Right here. I love that. All right, so what's it going to be, chat? $sign vote space 1, kill him. 2, take the crown. What are we going to do? Yeah, this guy. There's a rabbit hopping around your office. Like, literally outside your office? Or you have a rabbit inside your office? Okay, I was going to say, I was like, when did you get a bunny? Because we have a local rabbit. We have a rabbit that lives near our house or right around our house. As long as it's not looking at a pocket watch and saying my stars and whiskers, my ears and whiskers, I'm late, you should be fine. Yeah, Helness makes a good point. All right, last call, last call. So, $ vote space 1 is kill him. $ vote space 2 is take the crown. Nice work, Prince Justin. I see what you're doing, and more importantly, I hear what you're doing as well. Oh, yeah. I hope no one here is going to hazel you for that joke. Yeah, it's a deep literature cut. What's up, chat? Going once. What a carrot of knowledge. Nice. He really came through in the hutch. Yeah. I got hutch in there. Let's go. Oh, going once. Going twice. Got it by a whisker. There you go. Kill him. You draw your sword. Flanker reaches forward to grab the crown. My friend and I have a common goal, Flanker whispers. You will not control us. The crown is the most powerful artifact in the world, the Archmage replies, his eyes gleaming with furious delight. I can control a whole army with a word. There are merely 2 of you. You find yourself turning, sword moving to Flanker's throat. Uh-oh. Drop the sword. I will not kill you, Flanker. The crown does not control me. All right, what do we got? Drop the sword. I will not kill you, Flanker, or the crown does not control me. All right, what's it going to be? Get your votes in. Okay. Crown does not control me. The crown does not control me, you murmur through gritted teeth. We are stronger than its power, but even as you speak, your sword point moves closer. Okay. I don't know. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Emily. I apologize. I maybe closed that too quickly. $ vote space 1 is close my eyes. $ vote space 2 is drop my sword. So $ vote space 1 is close my eyes, and $ vote space 2 is drop my sword. Yeah, I have no idea what closing my eyes will do either. Drop the sword may be safer. You know. We do, yeah, theoretically. I mean, well, and also spells, too. Because we don't have Jan the Minimite, so. All right, last call, last call. Going once. Going twice. Right, but I don't... Right, but this is not stress that... This is, to me, false stress, Marinda. This is stress based on, oh, crap, what I'm doing could affect things forever and for all time. And that's not stress that I don't like that stress. You're not going to convince me on this, Marinda. I'm very, very comfortable with my position on this. I think people should be able to save games when they want. I don't need that stress at all. So, well, we'll see. We will find out. You open your fingers and the sword falls to the ground. Aha! The crown controls the will, not the action, Flanker murmurs, his face breaking in a shark-like smile. He turns to face the Archmage. So the crown has failed you, Archmage, for our will is not yours. Hell yeah! The next instant is almost too quick to see. Flanker's blade flashes. It leaps like a fish from the water. For an instant, the Archmage is sitting upright, and then the crown rolls across the stone floor, coming to rest against your boot. Hell yeah! Let's go, Flanker! Suck it, Archmage. All right. So, $ vote space 1 is pick up the crown. $ vote space 2 is stamp on it. Yeah. Now, here's my thought, chat. Here's my thought. I don't know about you. I don't think that something like this should exist. I don't care that Analand might use it for good purposes or bad purposes. My view is no one should have something like this. And it's interesting because they don't really describe the Crown of Kings in Sorcery in the original books this way. The Crown of Kings is something which like improves leadership, basically, but it doesn't control your mind. Inkle goes in a very different direction, which I think is cool with this, but it makes it where I'm like, yeah, exactly, Hillness. It's the One Ring. Like, it feels like that. Like, and even if you could use it properly, or even if someone else could use it properly, like, come on now. Like, what happens when someone steals it again? What happens when someone gets it again? What happens if we have another Archmage doing the thing, you know? So to me, I'm like, man. But this, you know, but chat, you can do whatever you like, because we could also, you know, maybe you pick it up and then you like, I don't know, you bring it back to Analand, which is what you were originally tasked to do. But I don't know. He's too dangerous to be left alive, Anakin. Yeah, there's this whole stage too where like, that was a cool moment though. That was a cool moment. Also clever that we don't actually see Flanker's blade like kill him. It's just so fast that the Archmage is just like, because he's like a badass assassin. I am kind of glad that we're doing this with Flanker now that I think of it. I actually think that's kind of cool. That was a through line that we saved Flanker in book 1 and we just kind of kept him through all of these stages. Oh, it's a Star Wars quote battle. Yeah, I felt, well, because you know, like, we saved him the one time, and it's clear that there was something wrong with him when he was attacking us. Like, he hadn't just suddenly been like, no, the time has come to change, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, thank you. That's nice of you. I just was sort of like, I don't know, man. I did not feel good about it, so I think it's cool. Stamp on it is. You look over the Archmage with horror. He is a mere shell. Whatever power once coursed through his body seems to have drained him and left him dry and cracked as the soul of the Backlands itself. No one can be allowed the power of this artifact, you begin, holding up the crown. Its time is over. You will destroy it? Flanker asks. Forever? All right, chat. So should we say, it is the only way? If I can, yes. Or what would you suggest? Yeah, no, I know. No, totally. Yeah, no, I definitely was not. Yeah, no, because I kind of like flanker, so I was just sort of like, Also, maybe I'm in the middle of, maybe I have a particular soft spot in my heart for assassins right now, Emily. You know what I'm saying? That may be part of it. Just a smidge. Oh, and chat, let me tell you, Emily can attest to this. I'm gonna bring Emily in to attest to this again. The Renegade cover, because we've seen now the cover for Renegade is so good. Like I cannot wait when we get to do the cover reveal, which I'm actually gonna have to talk to Emily about when we're gonna do that. I can't wait to do the cover reveal for Renegade. It's freaking awesome. I'm so excited. Great art. No, we can't do it Tuesday. We need to get blurbs on there. Chris has got to do layout of stuff, and we can't do that yet. But we will do a cover reveal soonish, and so we can't. No. We got to get the full effect. We need all the colors of fonts correct. We need the blurbs. You didn't say what Tuesday? No, because I want to reveal the whole thing. Nope. Reveal the whole thing. One big dun dun dun. You didn't say which Tuesday. I'd probably be more likely to do. Well, I mean, I could do it on Tuesday. I'm more likely to do it probably on a Friday or a Saturday, I think. But okay. All right. So going once, going twice. God never came back. All right. It is the only way. It is too powerful for anyone to have. Flanker nods. And then you do it. Your heel on the crown shatters the bone circlet. The sun jewels spill out in all directions. The ancient, weathered skull cap seems to turn to dust by itself. A veil seems to lift from the room as though the sun had risen in the east for the first time in centuries. Oh, sorry, Hillness. Time to go, you declare. And how will you do that? Flanker asks. You merely smile as you head for the window. The wind atop the turret is intense. It tries to rip you from the tiles as though under the command of the dead Archmage. Down below, you see the armies of the Archmage mustering in the city square. In the distance, beyond Mampang, you see thick smoke rising. I'm going to look at the smoke because I'm going to look at things. I'm allowed to do that. You look out at the smoke. It rises and rises from beyond the southern walls, and as it reaches the sky, it forms faces and bodies that seem to dance and twirl and fly through the air. Voices shout and call on the wind. The ghosts of the Argbat crater are rising, though you cannot say where they will go. Look down at the army. You look down at the army below. From here it seems small, untrained, and ill-equipped, a motley band from a tiny citadel, ill-prepared for the long march west. Without the power of the crown, the power to make a soldier of every woman and man along the road, they cannot hope to succeed. They must surely falter and fade away. You lift your assassin's sword and wave it high in the air, hoping to catch the sunlight. Nothing happens. You keep waving the blade. Surely they will be coming for you. Surely this was not a suicide mission and they intended you to return. Just then you look up, attention taken by a keening sound coming from the west. The sound is accompanied by the sound of wings. From inside the turret you hear Flanker call, "I hear something. A bird." Now, you may remember that we were supposed to be saved eventually by the Birdmen. At the very beginning of the book, they said this. So we have a few choices here. We can call out, or we can cast spells. We could cast Huff. I'm not sure that we want to do that because creatures are coming for us. So I'm not really sure that we want to do that. At dawn, look to the east. Alright, so we could do that. Sus. We could sense danger. Although, again, I think we know the deal. All right. We have. We could create a force field. We could float in the air. We could... We could read minds. Dawn is... Yeah. So then what you're saying is at Emily, look east? Is that what you're saying? At Emily, look east. Okay. All right, chat. What should we do? Should we call out? Now, remember, they were supposed to rescue us. That was the deal. You're supposed to wave your sword. So this is all, like, theoretically what they're supposed to do from book 1. So do we call out? That's $ vote space 1. Do we cast Huff? That's create wind. That's $ vote space 2. Cast Sus. That's sense danger 1 stamina. $ vote space 3. Foff. Create a force field 3 stamina. $ vote space 4. Fall. Float in air. $ vote space 5. That's 1 stamina. Or cast Tell. Read minds. $ vote space 6. I love the idea, by the way, that I love the sound. That's so great, because we're standing on the top of this tower. Ooh, good stuff, Shadow. Thank you for the cheer. Let's see. I don't know this song, though. Bathed in moonlight, I'm proclaimed by angels' cry. Think well, do take your time, because your soul will be mine the day you die. What song is that, Shadow? And Hillness, Vo's 1. $ Vo 1. Some people vote, but I Vo. I had, you know, when I had this mechanical keyboard that started to basically double type letters. This is a couple of years ago, and I finally was just like, I can't take it. And so I got the membrane keyboard. I've never had that problem ever with a membrane keyboard. So I was just like, I don't know. That's Descent of the Archangel by Camelot. Ah. Okay. Last call, last call. Very cool, Shadowed. So how's the new rig, Shadowed? How's the new PC? Going once. Going twice. All right. Are you there? You call out. Oh, I forgot. Not the birdmen, the gold crest eagles. There's a great screeching, but no reply. But then again, the gold crest eagles of Analand can turn their feathers to make themselves invisible, and yet they cannot speak. Flanker clambers out from the window, coming to perch beside you on the turret. I see nothing, he declares, but I hear them. Oh, yeah, really, Hillness? When in doubt, eagles. Oh, very cool, Shadow. That's pretty cool. Jump. There is nothing for it but to jump. You stand and step from the turret edge. You fall too far past where any eagle might have flown, flanker falling with you. You look to him for help, but there is nothing he can do. He has no trick hiding in his cloak. Then there is a sudden rush of air above you. Oh, my God. For a minute there, I was like, are you kidding me? Claws catch your shoulders. You have been caught. The great bird has you and will not let you fall. You are lifted slowly into the air. Hell yeah! Let's go! The eagles! Let the eagles fly! You are flying. The eagle soars up into the air. To Analand! You cry, and the creature caws out an agreement. Yeah, I was worried about that too, Illness. I'm like, new PC is great. You cry, and the creature caws out an agreement. Finally, after so long, you're on your way home. Credits montage. I'm going home, going home. Tell Analand I'm going home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. And though my kingdom awaits, and they've forgiven my mistakes, I'm going home, I'm going home. The journey to Analand is dizzyingly fast. The eagles fly high and do not stop. You clutch at the feathers with pale knuckles. You fly over the crater of Argbad where the smoke above the black vent of ghosts is thinning. You fly past the wastes of the backlands and the walls of Kare, coming into view of the Shamatanti Hills once more. Why did the chicken cross the road? Because! That's actually pretty good, Shadow. So tell me, Flanker demands, why didn't the eagle simply fly you into Mampang? All right, chat. Do we say Mampang is defended by birdmen? It was too dangerous for an eagle? Or I am not sure. That's pretty good. How very Lord of the Rings meta. I know, right? Mampang is defended by birdmen. It was too dangerous for an eagle, or I am not sure. I am very relieved that we did not screw that up. The Archmage had an air force because they'd be corrupted by the ring. Well, I mean, and there are birdmen that Mampang, is defended by. And also, like, I don't know, how many, like, gold crest eagles are there? Right? Like, you got to imagine that eagles that can turn themselves invisible and that are really strong and, like, good and virtuous and all that, there can't be, like, 1,000 of those, right? Like, I mean, if there are 1,000 of them, then, yeah, just freaking send a ton of them in and freaking just freaking nuke the Archmage's tower, and that's the end of that, right? So I have to assume there's something else there. Where the eagles fly. That is a deep cut. I agree. Instead, I think what it should be is that as you're flying along, you just look at Flanker and you go, paint, if you will, a courtyard. This is what it sounds like when eagles cry. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Can't do that high. Maybe the eagles are finicky here as they are in Middle-earth. Well, I mean, there was a very good answer as to why the eagles couldn't drop the ring in Mordor into Mount Doom at the beginning, and that's, like, because of the freaking Nazgul. Because there are winged beasts, and that's that. Like, that, So, once you get the eagle's attention, you couldn't even do that anyway, so. That's cool, though, about that the PC's actually working at Shadow. All right, we're going to go with I am not sure. I'm not sure, you reply. Most likely the Archmage had ways to see them. But I still don't understand, Flanker continues. Couldn't they have flown you a little closer at least? Over Kare, say? So for here we say it was a question of risk. The Eagles. See, Prince Justin, isn't this a discussion that Neil Burnside and the Sandbaggers would be like, because we didn't have the money, blast it all, because the bloody tie-ups don't want to give us what we need. Like much of the show. I'm exaggerating. The show is awesome, but a lot of the show it feels like it's Neil Burnside complaining about his superiors never giving him enough money. Which, relatable. Relatable. Okay, it was a question of risk, chat. The Eagles are too precious, or the Eagles were defending Annaland. I'm waiting for Flanker to ask one more of these questions, and for the Eagle to be like, like just its left talon, right? Like just Flanker being like, Flanker being like, you feathered bastard, Like maybe these questions should be asked after you're on the ground at home. I'm just saying. Yeah, exactly. And you're not supposed to do that in order not to draw Sauron's direct attention. Yes. Or you could pull the Silmarillion. You could pull that. Listen, by this point in history, the Eagles had not yet recorded their live album, which means that we would not have gotten the live unplugged version of Hotel California, and that could not be allowed. Can you imagine? The eagle is just there, right? And then the eagle looks down at us very seriously, and then it opens its beak, and it's like, so baby, there you stand, with the crown of kings, I'm in your hand. Oh my God, I can't believe the Archmage has fallen. You know he could do it, and we're going to make it, 'cause my name is Grimalkin. But I could have done so many things, baby, if I could only stop my mind. But I would know what I would find. And it wasn't really wasted time. The autumn leaves have got you thinking, and Flanker's just like, And I worried about this wasted time. That's a good song, by the way. Listen, the Eagles are good. Like, they're not perfect. There are things that I'm not so wild about, but New York Minute's a good song. Obviously, Hotel California, despite the fact it's overplayed, is a tremendous song. It's a tremendous metaphor, allegory, many things. It's great. Wasted Time is a great song. Life in the Fast Lane is really good. Like, they are a good band, in fairness. He goes like, why are you asking me? I'm right here. Okay, so we have a tie right now, chat. It was a question of risk. The Eagles are too precious, or the Eagles were defending Annaland. None of these are really offensive to the Eagles, so I guess any of these work, honestly. I have the image of the eagle dropping Flanker and then being like, but you can't hold your man. Or you drop it and it cuts to the camera and Flanker's like, but you can't hold your man. Man, the mashup of the mashup of Sorcery 4, Endgame, and Wasted Time by the Eagles is just, that is overdue. Yeah, they were flying to get Frodo and Samwise. Oh, that's exactly Configuration Queen. That's the way to look at it. All right, Chad, I need someone to break this tie, please. We have a question of risk, Eagles are too precious, or defending Annaland. I either need somebody to change the vote, or I need someone to vote for one of these, please. Plax. If the Eagles had, we've only had one game, not four. Right. Exactly. That's the meta reason. Thank you, CQ. Thank you. Going once. Going twice. We need to go through the shop until to level up. We needed to grind levels, yeah. It was a question of risk. Surely the risk of sending one man alone is greater than a few eagles carrying people on their backs. Okay. Right. $ vote space 1. The Archmage did not have any invisible birds. $ vote space 2. The Eagles were needed to defend Analand. So this sounds to me like $ vote space 1 is you agreeing with Flanker, which is kind of anti-Analand, which can be okay. Or the Eagles were needed to defend Analand, which would be sort of a, yeah, but we had to protect Analand. And neither one of them, like, hurts Flanker or whatever. But the first one, $ vote space 1, is kind of agreeing with Flanker and sort of anti-Analand. And $ vote space 2 is disagreeing with Flanker and saying, you know, let Analand, kind of agreeing with Analand. But not like, it's not like Flanker, shut up, you jackass. Like, you know, I mean, it's not that bad. You know what they said, Miranda? They said we needed to go through the Shamatanti Hills to level up and get magic items because that's what real players do. Developer choice. Well, 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 how the crumble is cookied, eh? I'm just kidding. Ooh, you got a Discord, you got your new rig is up. I mean, your new rig is running. Wow, look at that. You know, is it maybe trying a little too hard though that it's called Legion? We are Legion. That looks awesome. What is that? A GeForce RTX 3060. So now this PC is just like, this PC is badass, right? Is what you're telling me? Is it badass enough that it's badass enough to involve a certain community game maybe returned to the fold? Is that a possibility? Yeah, right, exactly. Flanker, listen, I saved your sorry ass 3 times, so... It's overkill. Well, all right then. All right, so we're going with the Eagles were needed to defend Analand. You answer. But weren't they waiting near Mampang to pluck you out of the sky? It is most perplexing. But before you can argue back, the creature below you bites sharply and conversation is lost as you turn in the air. Ooh, look at this. Okay, we get a chance to admire this map again, chat. Here's the Shamutanti Hills map. Oh, it's so good. So good. You pass through the peaks and over the Leah Key Pass. It seems like weeks since you came that way. All right, this one, chat, I'm going to ask chat's... I'm going to see what chat wants to do, because looking down and looking ahead may mean that the other one can't be done. If we look down, we may not be able to look ahead and vice versa. So do you want to look down or do you want to look ahead? Got this so I can do Witcher 3. Yeah, no, I know, Shadow, I know. I just meant, is this a good sign for getting that going again? That's all. My very transparent approach. So $ vote space 1 is look down. $ vote space 2 is look ahead. Oh, you can get your votes in, I think. Yeah, $ vote space 1 is look down. $ vote space 2 is look ahead. I think chat's doing exactly what I would do, because I'm pretty sure that I'd also be looking ahead. Side note, isn't this an awesome eagle? Look at that eagle. Like, that eagle does not take... That eagle is like... If you want a competent eagle, all right? If you want an eagle to save you, this eagle is what's up. People will be like, hey, eagle, and it's like... This eagle does not mess around. It's all freaking business, you know? Which is what I want. Listen, if I'm going to be saved by an eagle and flown back over a terrifying landscape, I want the eagle to know its business, you know? I don't want like the kind... I want the super competent, cannot be stopped eagle. That's what I want. All right. We're going to look ahead. I agree with you. It's totally what I would do. From here, the wall that defends Analand and the other kingdoms from the Shamantanti Hills seems like a sketched line on an inked map, easy to step over. That's clever. That's clever. Like a sketched line on an inked map. Exactly, of course, chat. Like this. That's clever. I like that. But it is growing larger and thicker with every moment. You catch Flanker's eyes beneath his mask. You follow the course of a river that curves through the Mediki forest. Okay. Have you been... Do you know the way to Santa Fe? Okay. Have you been to Analand before? What will you do now? All right. Are you going to say, have you been to Analand before? Are you going to say, what will you do now? Or are you going to watch the hills? This is the eagle the spell's Eagle Splendor is based on. The hills have eyes. Ah, yes. The classic. Now there's a raccoon. Yeah, the raccoon and the bunny. Raccoon and bunny. Raccoon and bunny adventures. All right, last call, chat. Let's get a vote to break this tie. I think this is going to work out perfectly, though, timing-wise. I think we're going to have played... We will end up having streamed about 3 to 3.5 hours, somewhere like that. And that will set us up beautifully for Jedi Survivor next Friday. And as a reminder, we have Eberron tomorrow. On Tuesday, we are going to be playing over at GOGCOM first. 12 to 3 p.m., I'll be over on GOGCOM's Twitch channel with Chained Echoes. 12 to 3, my normal stream time on this channel. And then I'll be on this channel from 4 to 7 p.m. Eastern, playing some awesomeness with Shire Adventures as we get our Shire Adventures session in for the month. And then that evening, Tuesday evening, remember, we have a special treat. We have a second Arvocalist session of Citizen Sleeper, this one featuring myself, of course, but most of all featuring the Arvocalist of Zach Clay and KP, who will be joining us instead of Rem Alternus, who joined us 2 weeks ago. And we will be wrapping up Citizen Sleeper. So a lot of finales of games as we wrap up in the spring. Where do we leave off in Chained Echoes? I will answer that as soon as I get another vote. We've got, have you been to Analand before? So I do need someone to break this tie, please. And as soon as we get that, I'll answer that. Oh, nice, Shadowed. Well, yeah, I was going to say, what does early qualify as? Exactly. Chained Echoes. Oh, yeah, I said that I had problem. Okay, there we go. Going once, going twice. So I left off in Chained Echoes. Yeah, thank you for that vote, Shadow. Chained Echoes, I had, let me see. So I got Princess Amalia. She's one of my characters now. I was just opening the levers. I had just opened all the levers, or am in the process. I have to, like, fight 2 forest worms, I think, and then I'll be able to get to the last lever. There's, like, a treasure chest there, too, or something, but then the last lever, which will allow me to then open up the next door in the underground, you know, monk area thing, if you know what I'm talking about, Drew. So, yeah. What will you do now, you call over the rushing wind? I do not know, he cries back. I can longer be an assassin. I think he means I can no longer be an assassin. I am a dead man after all. Then the eagles begin to glide lower. That's so cool. The eagles are skimming the elven village where you were once tied up. For the first time, you begin to feel nervous. You have smashed the crown. What if your king is not grateful, but furious? By the Cantabani Gate, which is where we started. Finally, the great bird settles to earth in the long grass beside the Cantapani Road, just in sight of the Shamantanti Wall. Flanker is hovering, seemingly holding back. All right, chat. So, $vote space 1, what ails you, assassin? $vote space 2 is approach the doors. So 1 is what ails you, assassin. 2 is approach the doors. Such beautiful maps. They really, I just continue to marvel at how awesome the maps were. So good. Hey, what's up, Dark Sinner? Ah. All right, it looks like everyone's pretty definitive about this. What's going on with... What's up with Greyshade? Okay, going once, going twice. What ails you, assassin? What ails you, asked, turning to your masked friend. I have faced many terrifying things, he replies, but the attentions of a crowd has not been one of them. All right, $vote space 1 is just don't kill anybody. $vote space 2 is be my shadow. That's a cool line, actually, be my shadow. I like both of those. Just don't kill anybody or be my shadow. $vote space 1 is just don't kill anybody. $vote space 2 is be my shadow. That's pretty slick. I like that. Yeah, I think. Sorry, Hillness, but I think that more. I think that one isn't terrible, but the shadow thing is pretty cool. Going once, going twice. Okay. Be my shadow, you reply kindly. He nods. You may not see me, but I will be there. Let's go! You make your way triumphantly to the Shamutanti Gate. The gate. As you approach the gates, you feel a deep and familiar sensation. You feel your soul filling up as though your mouth had been opened and a stream was pouring in. And then once again, your spirit in the form of the fox is running by your side. We got our spirit back! You pause beside the enormous sealed gates. All right, we can shout, shout, let it all out. Or we could knock on the door. Or we could cast a spell. We could cast, for example... Why would we... and then we zap the people and destroy them. Why would we do this exactly? Or we could cast Dope if we want to open the door. I think we could probably just open the door. So we could do that. Or we could cast N. What? We could just cast N? It's not a spell. What that's all about. We could cast H. O. T. We could create a fireball. Yes, I would love to do that. I would love to be able to do that. Yes, we can definitely do that, I think. We have to power it with zap. Okay. Interesting theory. Right, okay, we did that. Zap. Dope. I think that's all, right? Okay. What do we got, chat? $ vote space 1. We shout. $ vote space 2. We knock on the door. $ vote space 3. We cast Zap, which is create lightning, 3 stamina. $ vote space 4. We cast Dope to open locks and doors. $ vote space 5. We cast Hot. I like the idea of being like, I have arrived! Analand! We the people have arrived! Let's go! I am the Analander! We yell that, then we turn around and we start waving at Mampang, being like, na 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 na, na 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 na, hey hey. That's very cool that the fox is back. Goodbye, yeah. We could destroy the gates on the way out. We're like, I'm back and things have changed. All right, so $ vote space 1 is shout. $ vote space 2 is knock on the door. $ vote space 3 is cast Zap. $ vote space 4 is cast Dope, open locks and doors. $ vote space 5 is cast Hot. I tried to be a lumberjack, but I couldn't hack it, and they gave me the axe. Nice. I don't know, man. If you were a little sharper, you might have made the cut. Instead, you did a real hatchet job on it, you know? All right, chat. Let's break this vote. We're almost there. $ vote space 1 is shout. $ vote space 2 is knock on the door. $ vote space 3 is zap. $ vote space 4 is dope to open doors. $ vote space 5 is cast hot to create a fireball. So what's it going to be? Get that vote in, chat. Going once. Going twice. Okay. You draw your assassin's sword and knock on the gate with the pommel. This is the last image, by the way, in the actual original book is this. A sergeant appears at the top of the wall, one you do not recognize. All right, $ vote space 1, I have returned. $ vote space 2, open the gates. What should we say? $ vote space 1, I have returned. $ vote space 2, open the gates. I have returned. Thorin, son of Thrain, son of Thror, king under the mountain, I have come back. Going once. Going twice. Okay. I have returned, you declared. For a moment, the young woman stares, and then a great cry goes up all across all the sentry positions, an outpouring of joy and relief. Flanker lowers his eyes to the ground. The gates are thrown wide. You walk through the wall into your home. You and Flanker are hoisted aloft and carried all the way along the northern passage. You have saved the old world from the Archmage and destroyed the tyranny of the Crown of Kings. But the kingdoms of the Commonwealth will demand justice for the loss of the crown. The future is hardly certain. The effects of your journey will be felt from Analand to the Zanzanus. Soon every village and every town will know your name. And when the backlands are rebuilt, it will be in your honor. The Archmage is dead. His people will rise up and be free. And you have escaped the curse of Throbin. You will die in peace when finally your time comes. Wait, really? We've escaped the curse, and you will leave the world different than you found it. You have changed everything. Really? How did we escape the curse? That's awesome. I didn't know that. Wow. I don't know how we broke it. Well, let's go. Dude, this is almost worth it by its own. This is awesome. Your 45-day journey is complete, covering all 4 parts of the sorcery adventure. You destroyed the Crown of Kings and returned to Analand with Flanker. Along the way, you killed the Archmage, escaped the Curse of Throbin, and destroyed Kariyama and Tinpang. Yeah, I know that. You finished with 34 maximum stamina, 10 gold pieces, 3 out of 5 hidden spells, 0 deaths sustained. Your spirit is the fox. Oh, yeah. I mean, of course. I'm going to do that. It is Kofop, which is, I think, what already it was. Wow. I don't know how I escaped it. Yeah. So how did you... Yes, tell me how you finished it. And while you're doing that, I'm going to say... So, again, if I think about this as a whole... If I think about all 4 games together, I repeat that this is an incredible achievement. Like, this to me is an 8.5 or a 9 if you're looking at it just in terms of how they put this stuff together. And I think as a single player experience, I would highly recommend you taking a look at it because it's extraordinary. As a stream game, I don't think it's as good. I would put that more in the 7 to 7.5 category. And performed by the $99 orchestra. And I think that of the 4, this was probably my least favorite, but not because I thought there were amazing portions of this, but I just didn't like what they did with the rewind mechanic. So I would say if I were to rank them, my favorite was Seven Serpents. That would be like a 9 for me. I think Shamutanti Hills would be like an 8. Kare would be like a 7.5 to an 8. And Crown of Kings would be like a 7 to a 7.5. So if I'm looking at it as an achievement, I think it's an 8.5 to a 9. As a stream game, 7 to 7.5. I think this is around an 7.5 to an 8. Yeah. We did break... That's the thing. We broke the hourglass, but then I had to restart and got back to that point, so I was confused about that. I faced Flanker, used the crown to beat me. I woke him in prison. Yeah. But the thing is, how did you save Jan, though? How did you save Jan? Because you can't escape you can't escape the prison with Jan. We also woke up in the prison with Jan, but you can't escape with him because you can't use your magic. And there's no way to unlock the door. So how did you open the door? Yeah, well then you got lucky because you had the key, because you have been granted a single story rewind. What does that mean? You have been granted a single story rewind. What? What does that mean? Oh, I guess you could rewind to like... So wait, does that mean you could rewind to like anywhere? Wow. Incidentally, chat, just to give you an idea. So remember that so the last time we left us was here. All the way up here, right? I ended up having to go here, stillness, winds, animals, hut, Tower of Mud, Black Room, Tower, Inner College, Eastern College, Alleys of East Mampang, Alley, East Side of the Square, Talk to the Beggar, Central Square, East Side of the Square, Marketplace. I couldn't find the freaking people I had to kill for the beggar. East Side, Alley, finally found the site, the creatures, went into the tavern, came back in here, talked to the beggar, got this thing, got what I needed from there, came back over here, back through there, ran away from a bunch of guards, came into the tall tower, picked up the stuff that I needed here for the magical potion, came in here, moved up here, did the Carter, did a whole thing with this torturer, came up here, went up the Throbin, through the Throbin doors, came up here, saved flanker, and you know by that point you already know what happened because this is where we started today, and then all the way. Wild. Yeah, if you wanted to replay, maybe a chance to try for a different ending with the Archmage. Yes, I agree with that for sure. And yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right, Prince Justin, actually. I think that's exactly what it is. Just amazing. So, great game. Again, not as great a stream game as I hoped in Sorcery game Crown of Kings, but overall, a great adventure. Really a great adventure. And our boy the Fox. Our boy the Fox returned. That's super cool because that's what we started with, I think, was the Fox. So, enter the smell in part 1 to unlock New Game Plus. Oh, interesting. Interesting. So you can reset to the prologue. See, I'm curious. I want to see. So we played for 37 hours. I want to double check here something, chat, and see what happens with this New Game Plus. Oh, wait, that's... No, 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 no. This is all the stuff we did in Kare. Can I not go any? Like, it's sort of staggering. By the way, this map is also incredible. It is sort of staggering, this map, too. This is so great, this map. Okay, so that's not... So I guess we'd have to reset to the... what's up, Echo? Thank you, thank you. The one that we chose to ignore. Yeah, well, what I'm wondering now is I may reset... Because this is part 1. So I may have to reset this to the prologue anyway. So let me see about this. Yes, I'm going to restart. But we're going to put in the code. Wait. No, wait. Hold on. Okay, yes, the Crown of Kings. Wait. God damn it. Stop. I don't want it. Stop. Don't do the... I want to put in the code. The freaking code. I want to put in the code. Can I not put in the code? Yeah, Inkle presents. I know you present it. It's great. But can you... The code. The code! Frickin' is the code. I don't want to do any of this. I want the code. Okay. Yes. Please restart. So, okay. Because didn't they say you do it at the very beginning of the first one? Oh, okay. There we go. K O F O P E. New game +1 unlocked. So what is the big difference between those? I do love this music. Crown of Kings. The crown, an artifact with a long and terrible history. The crown put an end to all war by putting an end to will. It has enslaved the people of Analand, Bryce, and the rest for too long. Oh, wait a minute now. That's interesting. So it's like you know what the deal with it is now, so you know what the crown is? A journeyman must set forth. Stolen by Birdman while Analand's fool of a king slept in his bed. There is no choice but to damn well get it back. So you're like a different person in this? Inkle presents. That's totally different from the first way they did it. Okay. Part 1. The Shamutanti Hills. It is sunrise. You dress, breakfast on bread and goat's milk, and collect the pack and sword from beside your bed. Time then to depart. But what kind of journey will you embark on? One with mercy or one without? Choosing a world without mercy will permanently remove the ability to rewind your decisions. Merciful. A sense of warmth and grace envelops you. You lift back the flap of the hut and step into the early morning sunshine. And I have a sword. And that's it. Oh my God. And look at this. It was meant to be. The spirit is the panther. Hell yeah, let's go. You'll see why, chat, perhaps, if you are familiar with my writing soon, why that's pretty cool. Perfect. Chef's kiss. Yep. Good stuff. Well, that's cool. I don't know that I want to play a New Game Plus. I might play this game again, actually, off stream, just to sort of see. I might be the kind of game I might want to play with my wife, too. Interesting. Anyway. Very cool. So in the end, chat, we played 38 hours was the combination of part 1 and part 2. And part 1 is pretty short. Shamutanti Hills is like 9-10 hours or something. And then Sorcery part 3 was almost 42 hours. That was really epic, that whole thing. So we're talking 38.7 plus 41.9. So that's that is 79, 80.6 hours on the first 3 parts, and then 37 hours. So that works out to 100. Is that right? 117.7 hours. So basically, we spent 118 hours on this game, combined all parts together. But we certainly didn't do it all at the same time. We played it, over the course of time. But still, again, the game is, I am very impressed with this overall. And I would say that, let me see how much it all costs. Part 1 and 2 is $12.99. Part 3 is $9.99. Part 4 is $9.99. So you put that all together and you're talking about 20. So 32, about 33 bucks for easily 80 to 100 hours of gameplay. Like, yeah. Now postponed. Yeah, no, Echo. I am playing Sorcery. I am definitely playing. I played Sorcery. It was awesome, but I am definitely now going to be playing Jedi Survivor. But this was great. I really enjoyed it. And I know that, as I say, people were like, okay, this is cool, but we're all good now with this. Thanks. And I totally get that. And I feel like we played the way that, we wanted to play it. And I did what I wanted to do. And we got, and chat managed to get their votes in when they made that. So we did it. It was good times. It would be funny to think about playing as the Archmage. That would be interesting. But it was great. It was great. I enjoyed it. And I hope you folks enjoyed it more or less as well. I think the people who were steer were okay. Thank you, Hilness. Sleep well, man. So yeah, so we finished Sonic the Murder Sonic the Hedgehog, and we finished Sorcery 4, which means we've completed the Inkle series. Great job from Inkle, really. They did a very, very good job on this, and again, not perfect. And I think there were a few missteps, but for the most part, I have no complaints. I think they did very well with all of this. Okay. And thank you to Effect Life for making Arvbot, which made this also possible. Now, before we wrap up for the night, chat, I want to give Emily an opportunity to talk about the new big news, the big announcement that Athos Arts just made today. I will say just before we do that tomorrow, Eberron is going to be happening, so please stop by for that campaign. I'm very excited to get that back underway. Then next Tuesday, 12 to 3, I'll be over in GogComp's Twitch channel playing Chained Echoes. Back here at 4 to 7 playing Shire Adventures, which is sponsored, of course, by Free League. And then in the evening, I'll be back for a special second Our Vocalist bonus stream this month with Zach and KP playing and finishing up Citizen Sleeper. And then next Friday, we begin a new game, and that is Jedi Survivor, which I will be playing, in case people are curious, on my PS5. I already thought about this. My gaming computer may be able to outstrip the PS5 slightly, but frankly, getting everything coordinated and set up and everything is kind of a pain when I know I'm just going to put it on the PS5 and it's going to just stream better and just work better for a lot of reasons. So I'm going to be playing that starting on Friday the 28th. Then I'm going to be doing it on the PS5, I think. So, all right, now the announcement. So we are publishing, and by we, Emily means Athos Arts, is publishing a collection of Ukrainian stories, most of which have not yet been translated into English. We're going to have a big crowd fund, but I feel confident it won't fall on our collective communities. And I can't get ahead of the TOC, but some new names have been added. So this, and I will say too, without getting into details, that this anthology has been through some things. OR, were you talking about the Golden Sun HD remake? Is that what you're talking about, Shadowed, or was there OR to something else? And that's awesome about the Golden Sun thing. That's really cool. Some new names have been added. So this anthology has been through stuff. And so Emily and Chris have really done a lot of excellent work here in really making things sort of progress. And it's going to be an anthology, which is going to be an important anthology, I think, for a lot of reasons. And obviously, as we've been talking about for months on this channel, we've been trying to the degree that we can, support the effort with the war in Ukraine. This is an opportunity for us to do something similar by shedding light and attention to people who are actually Ukrainian, writing Ukrainian stories, people themselves oftentimes of Ukrainian origin. So very, very cool stuff, and very exciting. And Emily deserves a lot of credit, and Athos Arts in general deserves a lot of credit for bringing this anthology forward. So I'm very excited to see how it comes out, and I'm sure it will be amazing. That's right, a lot of people in the direct war zones. And Emily has told me some stories about some of the stories that they've told about the experience of writing during this time, and it's pretty wild. So for our vocalist streams, if you can let me know ahead of time what the game will be, I can do some new overlays. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I can tell you two of them shadowed right now. One of them I feel a little bad because we're finishing it up on Tuesday, so we've only got one session left of it, but it is Citizen Sleeper. So we're doing a session of Citizen Sleeper for the Our Vocalists. That's coming up this Tuesday, and that's the last one of Citizen Sleeper. And then after that, we're going to be going back to Apollo Justice. Now, I don't know. I want to say that we have actually an Apollo Justice. Let me check something here. I want to say that we have an Apollo Justice one. Yeah, we do. We have that one. But I actually, this is, and it is Apollo Justice. So we don't actually, the Apollo Justice doesn't need one because we already have the amazing one that you already made. So we've got that. But Citizen Sleeper, and then the one after that, I don't know yet because I haven't figured it out. Obviously, we're not, we're going to play Apollo Justice for a few months, but we're not going to play it for like a year because it's got a limited shelf life. Usually we get to play like one case at a time, and then we're like, all right, let's play something else, and then we come back to it. So I think we're going to do that as well. So for further future ones. Yeah. So, I mean, so yes, I will remember that. And thank you for that offer, Shadow. The overlays you make are obviously amazing. The one that you made for Origami King was really cool too. So I will keep that in mind. And thank you for the offer. That's really cool. And you're going out to the IBPA award. That's right. I will remember this. Exactly. The IBPA award, and if they broadcast it and when Gray Shade wins, I'll be there. Yeah. Emily is going to be going out there, which is super exciting. And has even done has like a little GoFundMe running to help with hopefully just sort of giving Emily like a well-deserved extra little bit of a break when out there, like some cool stuff that Emily's able to get and so on. So I'm really glad that Emily's able to make it out to this. It's just not feasible for me because it's literally in the middle of my final exams. Like I just can't do it. But I obviously will be watching. I imagine we'll be streaming it. You said it's Friday night, Emily? Is it Friday? Is that Friday night of that weekend, whatever that weekend is? It's like the May 5th. I think it's that May 5th day. So Friday, May 5th, I think is when it is, right? Okay. So, I mean, we're going to be watching it. I wish that I knew if we could restream it because I don't think we did that last time. I think we just watched it and then it was like one of those like reaction deal streams. So I will probably do that and I'll have to make sure I know what the time is. Exactly. I will obviously look that up and find out what the time is so that I can make sure that whatever stuff I'm streaming, I'll stream it after that. And I'll try to make sure that I don't have anything going on that involves other people in terms of like players or tabletop stuff. I'll just focus on that reaction followed by the game stuff. So we'll do that as well. Right. It was all virtual for a while there. Golden Sun Game Boy gift. Ah. Yeah, that does indeed look HD. I can't deny it. That does look HD. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. So, so again, announcements. Emily's going out for the IBPA, which is really cool. But also, yeah, totally agree with that, Drew. So Emily's going to be going out there and getting a well-deserved little bit of a break, followed by a hopefully, because it is, as has been mentioned, the Independent Book Publishers Benjamin Franklin Award is a publisher award. I mean, like, I am hoping very much that Gray Shade wins the gold medal. I would be incredibly honored, and it then becomes a cool thing because I am an award-winning author as well. But it is, to be clear, an award for the publisher that brought this thing to the light and published it. So this would obviously be a big feather in the cap for Athos as well. So I am very glad that Emily's going to be out there, and I hope for a spectacular, awesome, amazing speech, by which I mean I just hope that whatever it is, that Emily's able to reflect her true self out there when giving the speech and doing all that. And I'm glad that you're able to do it in some way, Emily, and you're able to get I know it's the cheap flight, and I know that times are tight. Like, I get all of that, but it's cool that you're able to be out there. And yeah, so I am excited to see, that happen in a couple of weeks. So, and I will need to look up all the details to make sure that I can have the stream running, excuse me, and have that ready to go, for that Friday. So, but otherwise, so we've got our next couple Fridays sort of laid out there, chat. We might just do Jedi Survivor after that. So yeah. Well, I'm excited to see that happen as well. If it happens, I'm honored either way to be a silver medalist, as I have been once before with Icarus. But I would love to see it if we could get the gold one as well. It's going to be cool. So it's going to be great. But with that said, we are going to close up shop for tonight, chat, because I will end up having streamed for close to 5 hours anyway. But I will be back tomorrow with some Eberron Oracle of War. And then Sunday I'll be off. Monday I'll be off. Tuesday, 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern over on GogCom's Twitch channel. And I got to go back to the Ukrainian thing. I'll do that in a minute. 12 to 3, GOGCom's Twitch channel. Going to be streaming more Chained Echoes, and then 4 to 7 Shire Adventures back here, and then that night from 9 till midnight roughly, finishing up Citizen Sleeper with Zach Clay and with KP. Then we'll be off Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday of next week is going to be Jedi Survivor, and Saturday will be Expedition from the Mysterious Peaks to close out the month of April and get ready for May. I'm gonna let you finish, but Gray Shade is the greatest book of all time. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That would that is pretty much what we said. So there's that. But then also the other big announcement is, of course, the announcement of the publication of this Ukrainian anthology, which I think is really cool, and I'm excited to see that as well. Obviously, I'm biased. Athos is an amazing publisher, but I think that they're going to do great work with that product. I think it's very cool, and it's in good hands. So I'm very glad that they're doing that, and I hope that it gets the attention that it so richly deserves. But that is going to do it for me for today after 2 finished games. So I'm going to be back with Eberron tomorrow. I want to thank everyone who made this an awesome stream today, and remind you, if you like what you saw and heard, please follow the channel. Please check out our YouTube with !ArvTube. Please subscribe to me over there. Discord is !ArvCord. Please join us over there. Please join us as well on Twitter with !ArvTweets until that implodes. Then we'll have some other solution at that point. Website, of course, is arvanelaron.com. Financially, !ArvShop is the merchandise area. I have started making some changes now, actually actively making some changes. We have more stuff to do. Triffin and I are doing some work on that as we reconstruct it, but we are moving ahead with that, and I hope to have that ready sooner rather than later. But we are making progress. I literally made some changes already in the shop, and I'll be doing more of that over time. So !Arv shop there. !Arvtreon is that Patreon sitting right there. 19 patrons, $167 per month. As I've said, really the financial backbone of the channel. You can get inspirations to help other players. You can also get individual stuff for you, like epic character backgrounds and epic poems written about you and stuff like that, even writing critiques. And you can also get inspirations to help our players in their tabletop games. So I hope you will do that. It also moves us towards various channel goals. Same thing if you subscribe to the channel, because subscribing to the channel, you have other potential fun channel news that may be ready by Q3, Q4. I don't even know that I know that news, and so that's very cool. I'm excited for potential fun channel news. That would be pretty awesome. So anyway, that's awesome, Shadow. I'm excited to see it. So, yes, where was I? So the Patreon, subscribing to the channel. Thank you for those of you who did that today. Oh, you and Trollware. Well, listen, if you and Trollware are cooking something up, that means it's something technologically advanced, and it's something pretty amazing. So that's all good, I think. So I'm looking forward to that. And again, inspirations to help the players and so on with the Patreon and with the sub system. You also get those custom sub badges and emotes to use here, there, and everywhere across Twitch. Thank you to everybody who was able to contribute and resub and sub today. I appreciate that greatly. On the publishing side, Icarus for my previous IBPA Benjamin Franklin Silver Medal Award-winning Icarus, my graphic novel from Athos Arts, Library, my Tales and Tomes, The Forbidden Library. That's my 5e adventure and source book from Alligator Alley Entertainment, and we'll be running Night at the Forbidden Library, a modified version of it, at the Klein, about which I will talk more in a little bit in a few weeks. And then Gray Shade for my Gray Shade novel, which came out again from Athos Arts. That's the one we've been talking about, that Emily is going to hopefully be watching when, be there and giving speeches when it wins the gold medal. Let's hope. But that's Gray Shade. You can buy that book right now. You can pre-order the copy of Renegade, which is the sequel, coming out very soon, later this year. Heretic will be out next year. I'm working on that as we speak. That's the final book in the Grey Assassin trilogy. Also, you can pre-order the tabletop role-playing game from Brandon O'Brien, which he's working on feverishly, and it is going to be amazing as well. And of course, the audiobook, which is already done and is now out there propagating to Audible and various places. You can get a copy of that as well from Trend Sparks. You'll definitely want to check that out because the audiobook is amazing. Raccoon and Bunny and Helicopter. It's weird. So feverishly, I only just got here. What's up, man? Rising Tides, everybody, the amazing Rising Tides. You'll want to check that out when you are here. Rising Tides and I are going to be chatting actually this weekend about more stuff relating to the Gray Shade tabletop role-playing game. So you did, but that's what the VODs are for. I finished up the Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. I also finished up Sorcery 4, which means that next Friday I start with Jedi Survivor. So I am very excited for that game. It's going to be cool. So that's the deal with that. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. I like the Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog a lot. The only objection I had to it was I thought they got too hung up on the mini games at the end, but I managed to do all the mini games without reducing the difficulty level. So I managed to do them all. I finished the game without having to do that, so I liked it. I did like the Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog quite a lot, and I hope that more companies will do stuff like this. It was good stuff, but I did do it. I managed to defeat it without dropping the difficulties. That was cool. Welcome to the Beef Club. Thank you. I will take the beef. So I think that's all I mean to mention about the Gray Shade stuff. And as always, exclamation point BLM, Black Lives Matter. Important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Exclamation point Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. I am very excited for you, Shadowed, because I know that the PC has been a long-running thing to try to get replaced. So I'm glad that you got an awesome new one. That's really cool. And exclamation point Ukraine, Ukraine, to help the fine people of Ukraine as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war. And again, that anthology, which we might even at some point add to it, is going to be amazing. I know. No, I solved the murder of Sonic. I solved the murder. That's where you're wrong. I solved that murder. I did that. So yes, let's see who we've got here. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, yes. Amen to that. That is quite true. It is a very, very bad time for the trans community in the U.S. right now. That is entirely up to bigotry, hatred, and a whole lot of cynical political point scoring. And it's deeply unfortunate. And it's... this tide will, I predict, be reversed. This tide will be reversed, and it is the new gay marriage thing, like 15 years later. It's the same. We want to distract people from the fact that we're not doing anything, that we're literally proposing no policies anywhere else. Instead, we're doing this. It's a joke. It's culture war crap. But having said that, so I agree. Some love to the trans community. Amen to that. It well needed as well. And yes, ArvCon is at the end of May. And that reminds me, one thing I did not mention is exclamation point Klein. Thank you for the reminder, which is my May 25th kickoff event for ArvCon 2023. I've been speaking to the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation folks who are very, very grateful that we're doing this event, and they really love ArvCon and they do all this stuff. Yes. All right. Well, then chat with me right afterwards if you don't mind. Shout out in Discord. I'd love to hear it. So ArvCon, I'd love to hear more about that. So the kickoff event is Thursday, May 25th at 6 p.m. Eastern. Again, being live, held at the Klein Memorial Auditorium in Bridgeport, Connecticut at 6 p.m. Eastern. It will feature 4 live players, and that is going to be the amazing Zach Clay, the amazing Carlos Hernandez, the amazing C.S.E. Cooney, and the amazing Robert Austin James, otherwise known as Darkside Rob, plus a high school student. We have essay contest entries now, and we're going through them to decide who will be on stage with us. So we've got that going here. Yes, what Echo just said, I 100% agree and underline completely in italics and bold. Yes, 100%. Could not agree more. Have had multiple members of the trans community actually on stream playing with us in multiple tabletop games, in Destiny 2 playthroughs, and a whole bunch. Yes, 100%. To be clear, and I know Echo knows this already, to be clear, this has always and will always be a community founded on love. Not only because hatred itself is morally wrong and repugnant, but because it also is a zero-sum game. It leads nowhere. If you've seen those pictures of a snake eating its own tail, this is what ultimately hatred does. And it will not be permitted here. It is why we have a very low tolerance policy here for people who come in. In fact, we have a zero tolerance policy for anyone who comes in and is just like trolling. And I'm not talking about the trolling that Dragonspear does, okay? I'm talking about the trolling of this, where someone comes in, uses a bigoted slur. They are not timed out. They are banned immediately. Do not need those people in the channel. And what I hope is that people come in, and even people who come in who may have learned about hatred and may have sort of been raised in that environment, I hope that what they will do is come in, maybe because they like a particular game I'm playing, say. They'll stick around, they'll see members of the community, they'll get to know members of the community, and slowly that hatred, which to be clear, is not a inborn thing. That is not human nature. That is a taught value. And so hopefully what they learn over time is that love, care, compassion, community, these are things which we value. And as they get to know how wonderful all of you are as members of this community, I hope that it will encourage them to look elsewhere for lessons, and it will cause them to look in places, including from this community, which bring them towards a direction of love rather than hate. My concern is less, or my disgust, my contempt is saved for the people who gin up this stuff knowing exactly what they're doing, either because they're true believers or because they're cynical and they want to score political points. Either one of those people, insta-ban, get out. You're not welcome here. But for anybody else, anyone who's like, but I don't know, are the trans folks okay? I want you to come here and listen and connect and listen to them speak to you directly. Listen to them interact with you. Listen to them interact with everybody else in this community. And when you see that they are people like everyone else, when you see that they have loves, fears, desires, hates, everything else, when you realize that they are expressing their identity, this is who they are, and that who they are is as fundamental a part and a core of their being as who you, the person listening to me talk about this, feels your identity is, then you can join us as a member of that community. But fundamentally, this is a place of love, and it will always be that. So I could not agree more with what Echo has said. 100% right. So I hope that is backup, Echo. I'm with you 1,000,000% about that. Yep. So it is in that spirit, in fact, that the whole thing with the Klein and ArvCon is about, because it's about not just the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation. It's also about bringing the community together as a whole. And if we can do it with that, we can do it with other things as well. So I think it's extremely important. Yep. So there's a lot of stuff that's associated with it. And so 6 books in the next year. So you got a bunch of stuff there. And you can see Athos is another press and another publisher that walks the walk on this and not just talks the talk. So, yeah. Last thing I will note about this. So I agree with you 100%, Echo. Last thing I'll mention about this, by the way, is about the Klein thing, is these flyers. I've said that I will send these out in digital form to anyone who wants them. Even if you live outside the country, there is a live stream for this, which is $5 to get into. And so if you can send this around and post this places, not obnoxiously, but places where you think people would be interested, let them know about this, and then they can do the live stream, again, for $5 no matter where they are. If you happen to live in the New England area, please let me know. I've already sent flyers out to 2 people. I think we may have a 3rd person as well. And I'd be happy to send this out to anyone who might be willing to post this, libraries, bookstores, game stores, anything. And I could just send you a few of them, obviously at my expense, and you could post those as well. So thank you for those of you who've done it already. If not, please consider doing so, and please get tickets and spread the word so we can have people come to this. That money will benefit, of course, the Klein Memorial Auditorium, but it will mostly benefit the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation, which is what this charity is for, is what we're benefiting. So with all that said, last but certainly not least, I said BLM and I said help now, I said Ukraine, I said all of that, so we're all good. So we are going to do a raid, I think, chat. And let me double check. Actually, yes. So, yeah, and you're going to see the next physical Renegade is going to be here sooner rather than later, I think you'll find. So if you are not a sub, you're going to do this. The Arvanets have landed, followed by Twitch Raid, lowercase Twitch, uppercase R, lowercase AID. And then, of course, thank you, Emily. Arvany Hype, the Arvanauts have landed, followed by Arvany Roar, Arvany Witch, Arvany What, Arvany Smug, Arvany Love, Arvany Blown, all the Arvanys when you were brought over automatically to the person that we are going to raid. I want to thank all of the amazing folks here. I want to thank Dragon Spear, of course. I want to thank Drew, Emily, Prince Justin, Shadow Mage, and the Rising Tides, the best mods in the business. Thank you, thank you. I want to thank my Patreon supporters and subscribers, Dragon Spear, Drew, Emily, Prince Justin, Shadow Mage, Shadow Mage, Echo Alpha, Nonstop, Commander Dunsel, Configuration Queen, Mrs. Dunsel. And I want to thank all of my viewers tonight. Thank you. Oh, 3 months of Tier 1. Arcanus Bot is back. Thanks, Arcanus Bot. I thought you'd never return. Thank you, Shoutout, so much for doing that. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, thank you. So now when I do that, yeah, see, now it's got all the stuff. Now it's got the stuff in there. Thanks. Thank you so much, Shadow. Thank you to my wonderful viewers. Thank you to Brian. Thank you to Dark Steel Spork. Thank you to Freaky Babe TV, to Gamers Lounge, Lizabeth, Kitten Rescue, Lime Time Pop, Marinda, of course. Thank you to Tensu. Thank you to Trendane. What's up, Tren? Great audiobook narrator and role player that you will see tomorrow, in fact, with Eberron. And thank you to... Totally understand that, Echo. Yeah, no problem, man. We will get that back. We'll get that number back up. People over time, as they notice it, will jump back in and support the Patreon, and we'll get that number back up. And I really appreciate that, Echo. So I want to thank everyone for being here and being awesome. I will be back to you folks Saturday night with, we have the end of the BattleTech Kickstarter, which I think has already come to, if it's not at an end, it's got to be close, right? Because I think there's only a week left, Rem said. Let me see quickly. It is up to now. Yeah, it's finished. It wrapped. It made $7.5 million. 23,654 backers. $7,549,241. The top 20th highest funded Kickstarter of all time. That is no joke. And that's good news for everybody at Catalyst. It's good news for our dear friend John Helfers, who you'll see tomorrow. It's good news for Tren, who does a lot of work for Catalyst. And it's good news for anyone who's done anything connected with them, including yours truly, who may or may not have done something connected with these folks also. So it's also good news, of course, for Rem Alternus, who is helping run this Kickstarter, and of course is now is also one of the major players now, director of, I think, marketing and something else. I don't want to get the title wrong, over at Catalyst. So that's obviously good for Rem Alternus. It's obviously good for Jen Brozek, who writes in that world. Anyone who has any connection to it, it's definitely good for them. So a lot of money. The BattleTech people step up with money. There's no question about that. They tend to be well funded on this project because they love this particular thing. But that's also a lot of backers. 23,649. That's a lot of backers. So good for them. Great work on the Kickstarter. And but we are going to do this raid, and I will bring you over there automatically. I'll see you tomorrow for at night, about between 7 and 7:30 for D&D with Infinity and Beyond. And that's going to be Eberron, Oracle of War, Parliament of Gears. And then I will see you on Tuesday for the awesomeness known as Chained Echoes over on, Twitch, GOGCOM's Twitch channel. Remember, that'll be from noon to 3 p.m. on GOGCOM's Twitch channel for a change. And then I'll be here on this channel 4 to 7 p.m. Eastern with Shire Adventures, and then 9 to midnight with the conclusion of Citizen Sleeper with the amazing R Vocalist wrapping things up. That's it for me. Much love to all of you folks. Stick around for the raid, and I will see you lovely folks soon. Until then, as always, be good to each other. The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog complete. Sorcery 4, The Crown of Kings, and all of the Inkle Sorcery series complete. Been a long ride, but we're all got this out of the way, and Jedi Survivor is coming up next on the video game front. That's it for me. Thanks, everyone. Much love. Be good to each other. Bye for now.